Oh man. So Elly, you said that you had some notes on your iPad over there.
Oh yes,
what do you like to share with us?
I don't have an iPad. I got a Chromebook.
Oh, so I'm so sorry. Your Chromebook.
Yeah. Okay. So you asked me to go through like a lot of your older songs. I do have some of the like original Brad Brock songs.
Oh boy.
I didn't go into those. I picked questions from things that people can find on Spotify. All right, so Welcome to Hollywood is the oldest album that you have available on Spotify. You recorded it in 2009, is that correct?
Yes, I feel like I'm being interrogated.
All right, yeah, sorry. Is that correct? All right, so Welcome to Hollywood, that's a very ambitious title. And like some of the songs that you have on there are, you know, like hopes and dreams of becoming famous and, you know, getting out there. Is that still a dream or a vision that you have, you know, making it famous, or has that vision changed for you as you've grown older?
You know, that's actually a very interesting question. The truth is, I don't actually have the same desires to be famous, to be a famous touring rock star or any dreams of that. And in fact, I'm quite content to help other artists realize those visions for themselves, younger people or people that are still, you know, like it doesn't have to be younger people that live that life. You know, anybody that still has that dream, still has that fire. It's just my ambitions have changed. I certainly want to be in the industry. I would certainly like to elevate my position in terms of reach or audience, just in a different way. I don't feel like I need to get on a tour bus and tour the world promoting records anymore. I would love for other people to play my songs. That would be awesome. But as far as, you know, sex, drugs, and alcohol and rock and roll or whatever, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, that's just not my jam. And that record was recorded in 2009, nearly or over a decade ago. And it's true. I was 10 years younger and was hungry, and I wanted it. And in a lot of ways, like the travel bug and the playing music for a living, like that's all come true. It's just not in the grand arena of rock stardom. But yeah.
Nice. All right. Now, also on Welcome to Hollywood, that album, you have a song called Come Back to Me, and you've remastered it on your newer album, Once Upon a Bottle of Rum, and you kind of changed it more into like a tropical rock sort of sound. Mm-hmm. Do you think that any of your older songs, maybe on the 2009 album or any of the newer ones, are there any songs that you would like to go back and revisit?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So many of those tunes were written and recorded, you know, like for me, like I've always done everything in like a building fashion, like kind of in a learning, evolving experience. I've never once, and maybe I should have on some occasions, I've not ever written a song and went and found a producer and went and found a recording studio and cut a record. You know, a lot of people will write a song, or singers, you know, that don't write songs, they just perform. You know, especially in the country realm, you know, a lot of these people will go with their songs to Nashville or any recording studio, hire a great band, hire a great producer, and record at a great studio, and then straight out of the gate you have this perfectly packaged, really, really commercial sounding, and I mean that in a good way, product, a polished, beautiful product. Mm-hmm. And that was just never something that I wanted to do. It was always an evolution. So I always look back at my old recordings and go, man, I definitely could have done that better now, you know, or I've learned so much since I cut those tracks in terms of just where to put a microphone on a snare drum, little things. So sonically, I think that my recordings progressed. So yeah, Come Back to Me on the Welcome to Hollywood record is very acoustic and raw, and I think I was playing on a piano we had in our living room up in Orlando and some bongos that I probably still have lying around the house here. So it was a true evolution.
Right. And you've done that with a lot of your songs too. So just a couple ones, Your Name, I Don't Want to Dance With You, and You Used To are songs that you play live now, and it's got a completely different sound than the recorded versions. Now, the newest album that you have, Once Upon a Bottle of Rum, it's a completely different sound compared to the other two albums, which are a little more pop rock. This one's a more like tropical rock.
Yeah.
Is that just a phase, like an album that you had to get out maybe from your cruise ship days, or is that the new sound that you're kind of going for?
No, that was definitely something I had to get off my chest. These kind of like Jimmy Buffett type inspired songs. Trop rock is a huge part of my life. I spent many years performing it and living in many ways, living the songs that you know that are in that genre. So yeah, and of course during the course of my cruise ship times, I've written trop rock songs because they was right up my alley and I could perform them on the islands, and it was great. And I love the genre, and I love all the guys out there that are keeping trop rock alive. You got Jimmy Buffett, who invented a genre of music,
right,
which is so cool in his right. And then you have this army of trop rockers that carry on that genre and make it something real. So it was nice to be a part of that for a little bit. I think that anything I do moving forward would probably be in a different direction. But it's a fun, easy to listen to record with while it's pretty trop rocky, there's some pretty cool singer-songwriter cuts on there that I really am proud of. So yeah. They're
the last one that you have, When the Song Is Over, It's Time to Go.
Yeah.
That song is probably my favorite on there. I love it because it's not completely tropical rock. It's got a little more of like a folky, more modern like vibe to it. I love that one. Okay, my last question. Is there another album in the works?
Always. There's always something going on. In fact, we were just kind of discussing a couple ideas that I had about maybe collaborating in conjunction with the Jams and Cocktails podcast, and start maybe doing like a spin-off podcast specifically to songwriting, and maybe getting some of our listeners and some of our followers involved in song ideas or cool titles, and other artists that are kind of alumni to the show here, maybe getting involved and putting together a Jams and Cocktails like Volume 1 record. Like a collaboration with all of our local artists here and around the world that we've had on the show. So yeah, that might be something. But I'm always writing and and coming up with ideas and listening to music that I really enjoy, and drawing inspiration from that. So there's always something. I never sit down and go, I'm going to write a record today. So yeah, of course. There'll be something coming around the bend.
Nice. Okay, one last question. In most of your albums, you can tell your inspirations are from like Counting Crows, Dave Matthews, Jimmy Buffett, Cat Stevens. Who is currently inspiring you?
Oh man, that's always a fun question. I'm inspired by different artists all the time. It really just kind of depends on what I'm listening to. I love the idea of Spotify and other streaming sources because you can dig into music that you wouldn't normally get anywhere else. You can really listen to some deep cuts or some music that isn't on top 40 radio. So I'm really inspired by bands like Foster the People, bands like Empire of the Sun. I feel like anything that I do moving forward would be kind of in that kind of indie rock vein, where it's still real guitars and real singers, but kind of that kind of electronic pop influence in it as well. So somebody that's doing that was actually on the show just recently, Deal James. I feel like his new direction, and I'm not trying to copy him, but I might be. A lot of the music that he's putting out recently is really, really up in my vein. Like I like that kind of stuff. So Deal, keep it up, so I can copy you.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh man, that's so fun. I don't I'm usually the one that does most of the interviewing. I don't
Right now you get to answer the questions.
I know.